What I said on the other day also, that in the last century, the population growth has been phenomenal, 4 times from the earlier. The life on Earth has been for uh, quite some time, and human beings, species also in the Holocene period. So now that in the last century, the growth has been phenomenal, 4 times, and the cities, of course, the growth in cities has been much more than that, and 10 times, more than 10 times. With the result, energy sector consumption has increased tremendously. It has gone up by 16 times. And because of energy sector consumption, the crisis is also felt for water consumption. Water consumption has also gone up nine folds. And the CO2 emissions in the last century increased by about 30%, 31%. So all these have really created a chaos for the 21st century. And 21st century is facing the challenge of energy security, because the greenhouse gas emissions are linked to the energy growth of energy. Energy is critical for the economic development, we all know. And unless we grow in energy, the economies, all the developing economies are falling short of energy per capita. So, which means that greenhouse gas emissions are bound to increase. So, in this context, the 21st century has faced the greatest challenge in terms of energy security, because energy growth is threatened. If coal is being used, then you are threatened. How you will continue to use coal? How to make it? Water security is another second concern, and the third concern is stabilization of greenhouse gases, which we are discussing about. So, this awareness program was conceived basically to create understanding of the stabilization of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere through an emerging process which emerged during 1990s, essentially in USA. Mr. Weber has also been doing research in JNU with me. He is here. So basically, the first report came out in early 1990s, and that since then this topic has picked up. And as I have shown in my presentation, that during 1990 to 2000, there was not very significant growth in the research. There was ups and downs, but in this decade of 2000 and onwards, there is an exponential growth taking place in carbon capture and utilization. There is also a journal which has been started in this year, CO2 utilization, Journal of CO2 utilization, and none else by other than Elsevier. Elsevier has started this journal. So, which shows that a lot of scientific activity is actually taking place in this area. And with this background, we thought that every time when we talk of CCS, we always talk as a something to be scared of or something. So we thought that it is to expose the concepts of this phenomena, how it occurs, what consequences can be, and what challenges can be. And I think we got very experts in this seminar who shared their experience, because they had the longest years of working, some of them, in the field. And then we had Mr. Vishal, who is so talented. We had Dr. Mohanty, who has given experience of coal sector. So this is how we thought we can build up team for the future. And with this background, the objectives of the program, can you show? Next one. Okay, the first one. So I thought I'll start with the quote by Mr. Albert Einstein, that most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. It is fundamental emotion which stands on the cradle of true art and true science. So science does not work alone, because when you combine science with art, then technology comes, and so that process goes on in the nature. So that's a quote we can start with. And then the objectives were to provide an opportunity to create awareness and enhance understanding of CCS and earth processes in carbon fixation. As you have seen, that it is in multidisciplinary areas. You need physics, you need chemistry, you need biology, you need geology, and of course engineering. Share experience and knowledge in carbon capture and storage technologies with the experts who have done and address the needs, and to put forward perspective on carbon storage and earth processes in knowledge domain, and submit recommendations to concerned agencies. This was the basic goal with which we started. And I think we have been successful in creating this teamwork, though some of you could not join, but I think those who came from the first day have got a good exposure of the capture systems. And I just was remembering when I was a researcher at IIT Delhi in early 70s. We were not having much of the facilities, and experimental physics was just being started. So we were always given the example of Dr. C.V. Raman, who got the Nobel Prize in Physics. And they said he hardly had any facilities, but he built his own, but he did get the Nobel Prize. So we were all supposed to build up our equipment for his research. And since I happen to be the first woman PhD in physics from IIT Delhi, and in physics was not very popular with girls. Today we are happy that we have 3 participants out among the 16, among the 15, 4 participants among the 16. So 25% of, but in physics it was not very, it was not very popular. So I have to be confined to my work all the time. So we had to design our experimental setup for PhD. And also I remember that even my postdoctoral work, I designed a kind of a pressure jig, which was a new subject. And the instrumental development division fabricated it, and we did experimental on polymers and carbonates. So that kind of scenario, now the facilities are tremendously available, but still in India, a lot of facilities are not there, and they are still building up. So that I think Mr. Vishal can tell that how different it is. But still, we have many more equipment than what we had before. So this, I just want to come back to this seminar where we have delegates, Mr. Gaurav from BHEL, Mr. Abhijit Sharma Roy from IIT Guwahati, Ms. Shajia Faridi from Delhi University South Campus, Mr. Amir Harif, correct, Indian Institute of Petroleum, Dr. D.P. Gond, CMFRI, Dr. D. Mohanty, CMFRI, Dhanbad, Ms. Rosie Yan, CSR analyst from Jorhat, Ms. Shikha Garg of IMD, and then Mr. Rupak Kishore again from IIT Guwahati, Mr. Dr. P.V. Sistla from NIOT Chennai, Dr. S. Ramesh, NIOT Chennai, Dr. G. Dharani, NIOT Chennai.
NIOT stands for what? NIOT?
National Institute of Ocean Technology, Chennai. And Ms. Dr. Dharani is also a sea diver, right? Am I right? So he is a trained sea diver. And so he can take out from the sea bottom and continue research with. Mr. N. Tulasi Prasad from NIOT Chennai. Then Mr. Ravi Mukhopadhyay from NTPC. I think he could not make it today. Mr. V.K. Soni from IMD New Delhi, and Mr. Vaibhav Jain from JNU. He is here. So we have very mixed multidisciplinary participants for this workshop, but we had tried to keep all facets of carbon capture, as you will see in the program. We started planning for about 4 to 5 months, pre-conference deliberations, how to go about it, what kind of themes should be there. As Mr. Sahi, actually this program we had started in DST, it was mentioned by many of the experts also, with the suggestion of Ministry of Power. And Ministry of Power Secretary at that time was really a dynamic person. I would say during 2003 to 2006 was the golden period of power sector policy. And those policies are still being looked into as the correct policies for the country. I mean, he took makes a lot of changes in the policy in the sector, and he was saying that you must have a research program on carbon sequestration. So that was the challenge and motivation for us to make a program. And as I have shown in the other day that we had developed a program first with NTPC, and then subsequently we developed a program for the universities. So we're having 4 components, which was one of them was agro modeling. So a lot of agro modeling research in the different parts of the country is currently going on. Another was carbon capture materials development. As you had 2 lectures on materials of carbon capture, starting from say simple amine to metal organic frameworks, complex materials, and then Of course, the IIT Guwahati you are working on. Different, one can go on, have about I think 30, 40 materials are being tested, including membranes, PSA, which IIT Dehradun is doing, absorbers, physical absorbers, adsorbers, and all that. So that one was capture materials development for capture processes, cost effective, and third was I'm just forgetting, and the fourth component was policy studies. So this is how we had evolved this program for the current research. And I think third was biosequestration, yes, where Professor Uma Devi also talked about it. So biosequestration was the third component, and fourth was policy studies. So this program was launched at the instance of Ministry of Power, and we felt that there is a lot of challenge in it. Because in coordinated programs, I have seen in my career, I was, as I said, I was in IIT Delhi for about several years, even after my PhD, and then I shifted to department, and there a lot of freedom was lost. Whatever work was given to me, we were supposed to do. So there was a lot of coordinated programs which we had from DST side, and the NPCS was also thought as a coordinated program, so that there is no duplication of research from one, because everyone can work on the same materials, but if one A doesn't know what B is doing, then a lot of money is wasted. So as someone was saying that in India research is copycat, I would not fully agree with that, because it is not really. But for your own, but there should not be any duplication, of course, that fully we agree, and we should not reinvent what others have done, because once we work, we have to send, we write the papers. So there is no, that is, I think, has to be seen in that light. So what I was saying, in the pre-conference workshop work, we started about 4 months of planning. Mr. Sahi was suggested that we should have clear program themes, so there is no duplication. And you will find that there was no duplication, like even in the last lecture by Mr. Sen, who covered the monitoring aspects of CO2 injection. I think that was a unique part of this deliberations, where he covered what we need, really need. We were having different, so we tried, except for the initial remarks about climate change and others, there was no duplication in the program. It was fully satisfying the needs for the carbon capture and sequestration for all dimensions.